My goodness, guys, Tesla stock is getting destroyed yet again. This is insane. I mean, just when you thought it couldn't go lower, it just keeps on going lower. It's currently down about 9.2%. It's hovering at around $112 per share at about, what, 3:05 p.m. right now. So the day's pretty much over. We just got into power hour, and we've just been selling off all day, including, of course, the pre-market, which we started the day in the pre-market at about 125 bucks. Got to about $118 once the markets opened, which we did see a bit of a pump at that point. And from that point up until now, we're down again to about $112. We're down about 5% just intraday here, not including the losses in the pre-market. So we're going to break down Tesla, obviously, in this video. We're also going to talk about NIO a little bit, what I'm looking to do in these markets. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee, hit that like button. Of course, make sure to subscribe, and let's just dive right into the video here. So yeah, Tesla is getting destroyed. And full disclosure, you guys remember I bought some Tesla last week for a short-term trade at $128. Well, I ended up cutting out of that today in the pre-market. We can see here in the pre-market, like I said, I mean, we started off right around 125 bucks, so not too far off where I bought. And once we started to fall under the lows from the previous trading day, which you guys can see right here, those lows from the 23rd of December were right around 121, right? Once we started falling under those, and that, it happened pretty quickly. I mean, you guys can see right here at about 6 a.m. on the East Coast, this thing saw one big dump, consolidated till about 7 a.m., then the second massive dump. So I set my stop at 120 bucks, got out of Tesla, unfortunately, for a loss, and now it's at, again, $112, and God knows where it's going to go, guys. God knows where it's going to go in the short term. I mean, this thing has just been destroyed. I think I was reading on CNBC, I think 9 out of the last 10 days for Tesla have been red days. I mean, this is maybe, don't quote me on that if I'm remembering that correctly, but it's just been bad. So we got news a couple of days ago that Tesla suspended production at its Shanghai plant, and that was, I believe, on Saturday, bringing ahead a previous plan. So this was actually previously planned to pause most of work at the plant in the last week of December. And you guys know, I mean, in China right now, there's a lot of hysteria still around COVID, a lot of protests. There's, throughout all these production facilities, I mean, there's so many outbreaks right now, and that's adding to the adding fuel to the fire. And we can see here, well, you can't see, but I'm looking at the notes. Reuters reported earlier this month that Tesla planned to suspend Model Y production at the plant from December 25th to January 1st. Again, this was something that was planned. I mean, I don't think last year, I was reading, I don't think last year Tesla did suspend. They didn't suspend production at Shanghai during the last week of the year, but this year they're doing it. And the planned suspension of Model Y assembly at the end of the month would be part of a cut in planned production of about 30% in the month for the model, Tesla's best-selling model at the Shanghai factory, according to Reuters. And the automaker will run production at a reduced rate at its Shanghai factory even in January. And that comes on top of the news that we got from NIO. I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but electric vehicle maker NIO expects for their fourth quarter deliveries to be a lot lower than what they previously projected. They actually lowered these deliveries roughly to about 39,000 after projecting between 43 to 48,000 vehicles. Let me actually pull up NIO stock, and we'll just talk about these. We'll interchange between both of them, guys. NIO is now down 8% roughly on the day, 7.7 to be exact. It is down roughly to $10. I mean, it's about to break by the looks of it, $10 per share. So NIO, by no means, guys, has been doing well in terms of the stock performance. I mean, you guys probably know that. That's no secret. I mean, the all-time high on NIO was $67. It's now at $10. It is down 85%. Where Tesla, if I pull that up, it is down a whopping not 85%, but 75%, which that is a pretty big down move from all-time highs. So going back to NIO, there's another little piece of info here that I want to share with you guys. The company cited supply chain disruptions. This goes into the COVID issue here. Due to COVID outbreaks in major Chinese cities, which slowed down operations in December. As a result, NIO customers have faced delivery delays and registration issues, and the company said in November that it aimed to actually shorten customer wait times. So, yeah, they're kind of going back on their word there a bit. But overall, there's clearly weakening demand in China, not only for Tesla, but also for NIO. And I'm assuming for all the other electric vehicle electric vehicle makers as well. That's kind of what I'm assuming here, which is pretty safe assumption to make, right? So NIO at this point is dumping under both moving averages pretty aggressively. If I had to guess, this is going to go and test that 850 low, which was hit back in the end of, when was that? End of October, if I had to guess. Yeah, it's probably going there. And going back to Tesla, guys, which again we saw this thing. I mean, at some point, I'm still sticking to the what I've been saying. We're gonna get a sharp relief rally, but it's just nowhere in sight. It is just nowhere in sight. And I tried to time it, and it just didn't work out. I mean, like I said, I ended up cutting out. It just didn't work out, and we'll see. I mean, will it bounce? Not earlier this week, later this week. Will it bounce next week? Who freaking knows, guys? I mean, this thing it's down a ton. I mean, from the middle of September, it is down 65%. I mean, who knows what's going to happen at this point, right? So Tesla not doing well, NIO's not doing well, and the overall stock market, let's transition a little bit, it's not doing well either. I mean, let's pull it up. SPY's down 0.3%, which is not that bad, considering the Russell's down 0.7, the Nasdaq's down 1.3, so SPY is actually holding up pretty well. The Dow's, believe it or not, up roughly 0.25%. So SPY right now, clearly to me, looks like we're failing at the neckline of this head and shoulders that we called out a couple of videos ago. We're failing at the highs from last week being about 387, 388. We're now at 381, and we're failing at the 50 SMA on the 4-hour time frame here. Do you guys not see that, right? And my alert's at 375. Like I've been saying, if SPY breaks that point, leg down to about 355, 360, 365, that is where this could be going in the short term, at least in my opinion, guys, at least in my opinion. And if I pull up Triple Q here, which you guys know tracks the NASDAQ 100, right? You should know that at least. Maybe you don't, but if you don't, I just told you what it does. This is also, of course, getting hit. Now it's about $9 off the lows, which the lows were from the middle of October being about $254. We're at 263, guys. We're pretty much right at the lows from a couple months ago. And I've said this before, but I'll say it again. We have a descending triangle here. Do we not? And on SPY as well. If this thing breaks under 255, there is going to be probably more downside. Now, do I know how much more down it is going to go? Of course not. Nobody knows, where this is going to go. But let's just say, if we take that low out, it's not going to be good, in my personal opinion, right? So VIX is up today about 4%. Let me look at the VIX here. VIX is still very low, though. I mean, if you look at the yearly chart, still very low here on the VIX. Let me actually make my face a little bit smaller, guys. There we go. The VIX is pretty low at about 21 right now. And it's been bouncing around. If you guys take a look here on the 20-day chart on the VIX, it's been bouncing around between, 18, 19 points, 25 points. Now it's back in the low 20s. So, yeah, pretty low VIX right now. The metals are doing well today. Gold's up another 1%. Pretty nice day for gold. It actually hit 1840, it looks like, earlier in the day. That's awesome. Great move there for the bulls, taking out the highs from the past couple of weeks, which you can't complain about that, right, guys? And overall, on the 4-hour chart, looks like now we're starting to get to the mid-1800s, which is where I believe the real breakout in gold really could start to kick in here. And silver is also up on the day, up even more than gold. Let me pull it up. Silver is up 1.5%. We're also taking out the highs from the past couple of weeks. And you guys know silver is at a multi-month high. We've been talking about this on the channel for a while. I mean, I'm not one of these channels that only talks about stocks or only talks about this or that. We sprinkle in, metals. We talk about stocks. We talk about crypto sometimes. We talk about, even though the channel name is Stas Talk Stocks, which I thought was a pretty clever name, and that's kind of why I named it that. I mean, it's named that because it's mostly a stock channel, but we talk about a bunch of stuff. I mean, you guys know that if you've been watching the channel for a while. So silver looks pretty good, 1.5%. Let's see if it could really start now to get that leg up above $25. That's where I'm going to set my alert now. Mark is at or above $25. And for some other stocks, I mean, what's really moving today? Baba's up on the day a little bit, 5% up move right now for Baba, which you guys can see it is actually starting to break out of the 50 SMA here. Now it's about to test the highs from last week here at about 89, 90 bucks. You know, if it does break 90, I mean, this could go mid-90s where we were back in the beginning of December. Very possible. Then if that breaks mid-90s, I mean, there could be even more upside from there, but it's kind of too early to tell. But Baba is doing well, no doubt about it today. JD's up, 10 cents up, so it looks like it's a Chinese stock day today, guys. Well, except for NIO. NIO's not doing well, and of course, Tesla in China has not been doing well really either. Demand is slowing down, like we've mentioned, but other Chinese stocks did well. Las Vegas Sands is up today. LVS is up. Let me see here, 3.4%. This is breaking out of the 50 SMA. It looks like it wants to go test the highs here from the beginning of this month, maybe 50 bucks. Maybe it breaks out of 50 bucks. So not too bad of a move or not too bad of a day for LVS. And let me actually pull up XLE really quick, guys, before we wrap the video up. This, I'm telling you guys, this is on the verge of breaking out, of course, in my opinion. If it breaks out above 88, 90 bucks especially, watch out above. Mid-90s, maybe towards 100 bucks is where this energy ETF, in my opinion, could go, guys. So, yeah, what do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. It's a rough day out there for Tesla, for NIO, for a lot of stocks. The markets are just not doing well today, and that's kind of been what's going on, guys. So it's been the story that we've been hearing the past couple of weeks, right? So if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you want some free money, hey, 20 stocks from Moomoo, up to 20 stocks, each up to 2,000 bucks. Use that link down below, and you could also get 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited, and you could also check out my Patreon. All of those are linked down below, and with that being said, cheers, guys. I will catch you in the next video. And by the way, look at this Yeti mic, or not Yeti mic. Well, this actually, I think this is called, yeah, this is called the Blue Yeti, funny enough. But this is also Yeti. Look at, my fiance got me this for Christmas. So we're gonna be cheersing with the Yeti, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.